Hi, my name is Nidhish, and for my BlueStack engineering project, I decided to do the ball that follows the ball of uniform color using computer vision. So this is my first milestone video, and for this milestone, I wanted to set up the car or the robot and interface with the motors as well as the ultrasonic sensor. So here's a picture of my car and what it looks like now. So originally, I built it using two acrylic plates that came in a set, as well as fasteners to connect the motors, the yellow pieces below, to the frame and then attach the wheels. And then in order to connect that to the Raspberry Pi, which is a unit that controls all of the motors with code, I use something called a motor driver, which is that red piece in the back with the black heatsink popping off of it. So with that, I plugged in the different motor wires that I also soldered to the motors into the motor driver and then connected that to the Raspberry Pi. So for that, then I just wrote some code for the to connect the motor pins on the motor driver to the Raspberry Pi so that I could send a signal and make the motor start moving. And then after that, I wanted to connect the ultrasonic sensor too, because that's a part of my bigger project. And for this particular milestone, I didn't do a full integration. I just did it so that with one ultrasonic sensor so that once the distance that the ultrasonic sensor detects between itself and another object in front of it is less than 5 centimeters, the motors will stop. So here's a bit of the code that I use to accomplish this. So as you guys can see here, this is just the normal code for both making the motor speed go up with the GPIO.high, and GPIO just stands for the pin name on the Raspberry Pi. And then for the ultrasonic sensor, there's some code for the trig and echo pins on the ultrasonic sensor, which can help detect distance. And then I used an if statement over here so that if distance is less than or equal to 5, and distance is defined by the distance that the ultrasonic sensor detects, all the motors will go to the low setting, which means they'll be off. So the hardest part about this milestone was connecting the ultrasonic sensor to the Raspberry Pi, because they both operate on different voltages. You can't just connect one jumper wires into the other. So I needed to use a breadboard and find out the right resistors that I needed to use on the breadboard to make the voltages match so that it would actually work. And yeah, here's a clip of my robot moving.